Good evening, exiles. Welcome to Event 25, Twink Act 5 Kitava Kill. This is a special event. 3 of the best racers of all time are going head to head in a race to Act 5 Kitava. But there's a twist. Each racer is allowed to twink their characters without any limits. Casting today's event is legendary caster, racer, streamer, and currently 50% off Rise QT. Joining Rise today is ex-professional Quake player and Path of Exile Bowmaster, Blasting Cap. How are you guys doing today? Oh, I was accidentally muted on Discord. They did not hear anything I just said. That's very unfortunate.
Hey,
I want to introduce you guys again because I want you to hear that. So casting today's event is legendary caster, racer, streamer, and currently 50% off Rise QT. And joining Rise today is ex-professional Quake player and Path of Exile Bowmaster, Blasting Cap. How are you guys doing today?
Damn, snappy. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Doing good.
Doing pretty good.
That's
I like
awesome.
the second introduction. The first one didn't happen. You know, that was all right. You know, it's pretty good.
I heard the first one too.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, without further ado, I'll let you gentlemen take it away. Good luck, guys.
Thank you,
All
Evan.
right. Thanks so much, Havok. So today we've got a 3-man race. We're doing a Twink Act 5 Kitava kill. Twink meaning that the players can use any sort of gear they want, whatever they have available, they're going to use it. Going to go for some crazy strats, I'm sure. And the participants are DeadandDoom, GucciPradas, and Waggle.
Yeah, so honestly, this is going to be a really cool race to watch because this is pro racers, some of the top in the game right now. Unbridled. They get to do whatever they want. They get to pick the gear that they want, the build that they want. There's no pressure, no restrictions, no anything. They just, all right, I want a tabula, I want this, this, and this, and this. So this is going to be cool to see the pros kind of just show what they have when they don't have any restrictions and they could just go all out.
Yeah, and specifically, we've heard a little bit that Gucci doesn't want to do Sunder, but he's kind of going to do Sunder. We're not exactly sure. I think to most players, the fastest way to level right now is the standard Screaming Eagle into Bridebeak, into Princess, and then just kind of go all the way. But Gucci, I was talking with him earlier. I don't know if he's changed his opinion, but he didn't want to go for that, so we'll see.
Yeah, I was talking to Gucci a little bit earlier, and I saw him using Sunder during a practice run. He might have a trick up his sleeve later on in Act 3 and Act 4, and obviously in Act 5. So I don't want to ruin any strats on his part yet, but yeah, I don't think we're going to see Sunder all the way through with Gucci. And with Waggle, I don't know if you have any insider information with him, but he's kind of a mystery right now. Couldn't get any information on what he's doing. We kind of guesstimating he's going to do a Sunder, but, you know, we don't know yet.
I do Righteous Fire. Who knows? This is a race to Kitava, so there is quite a bit to go. I think Waggle most comfortably feels like playing Shadow most of the time, but he has been doing a lot of Sunder. Last racing season, getting some really amazing times, but I don't think he participated in too many of these events right now. I think he's been in one.
Yeah, I think it's either been one or two. He's trying to be a professional PUBG player, I think.
Right.
So yeah, he's uninstalling PUBG for right now, and he's going to be playing a little bit of Path. So, but honestly, I don't know if Waggle is one of those players where he can just pick a Path, get to racing, and really have no rust. He's kind of like that. I've noticed a few times where he can take a week break off a Path, come right back, and you would never know.
Yeah, he really has those mechanics. He has those basics down. It really holds up well. Like, even if he's a little bit out of practice, give him a day or two and he's right back in it. So, and I think he has been playing, so you could see some really good times. He has been very competitive with DeadandDoom when it comes to the Malachi times last league. So you could see something really good. But it also depends on what strategy he goes for. I mean, is there a better strategy than Sunder?
That's the question. I don't know. That's the real question, because I Leap Slam Sunder. It seems like when I was speaking to DeadandDoom earlier today, he was kind of just like, hey, stack attack speed, and you're good to go with Sunder and Leap Slam.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. But maybe, you know, maybe some shield charge setup with just killing things with shield charge and going for under level. They do have a ton of gear available to them, so they can just get the damage and the HP off of their gear without the necessity of killing so much stuff. But obviously, with Leap Slam and stacking attack speed, you can also do that. In the past, some good strategies were using things like Ethereal Knives, for instance, because it just had a huge cover in the area, but you're quite gimped early on. You have to basically play melee, then switch into EK, and the EK isn't that strong, and it doesn't scale well with Brightbeak. Well,
Right.
Brightbeak does a ton of damage with Sunder.
Right. And I know it's probably not going to make a presence here, but I remember Waggle talking about a fully twinked out Spark while leveling is really OP.
Oh, yeah.
So I doubt Waggle's going to bust out that strat this time around, but that's always an option to these guys. So that would be another option to Sunder. Maybe Firestorm could be another option, but honestly, Leap Slam Sunder with Twink gear, tough to beat. It really is.
Well, the big downside of Sunder is, yeah, it does a ton of damage, and usually when you're leveling up with the solo self-found options, you primarily use Sunder because of the damage, but it does have that downside of having less attack speed. So if the players can find an ability that usually maybe wouldn't necessarily have enough damage, but now they can cover it with gear but has more AoE and more attack speed than Sunder, it would be doing quite great. I think even something like Cleave potentially could be pretty good for this race. The only downside being that you can't use that Brightbeak, so maybe they would weapon swap. I'm not exactly sure if that sort of min-maxing will just do enough.
Yeah, I don't know if they want to go that far into min-maxing because honestly, we're dealing with 3 pros who are going to be very close in time. If everybody's on their A game and they don't make mistakes, these guys are going to be neck and neck, I think. I think the factor is, attack speed on Leap Slam and how fast they can traverse through the zones, and layouts, obviously, RNG with layouts and Harbinger packs. But I think these 3 guys, when they're on point and they're practiced and ready to go, it's going to be close.
For these expert racers, there's no RNG in layouts. They know exactly where they're going. They know every little corner. I think they're gonna do great. Not much RNG going into this one.
Right. I mean, I remember Gucci going into Crema. I forgot what race this was, and Gucci went into Crema. Oh, it was an unofficial race against Freak PoE. Both were Sunder, and Gucci got a Crema layout from hell, and he actually lost the race due to it. So layouts can be a thing.
No. Masters, corrupted zones. None of these things exist in the mind of a proficient racer.
Fair enough. So I think we're getting ready to go here. I think we're
we're about 2 minutes away, I think, still, but all 3 players on a duelist. Not exactly expecting a mule. A minute in this race is a lot. I mean, what sort of times are we expecting? Around 1 hour, you think?
I'm thinking, yeah, I would think probably a little over an hour. I mean, that makes the most sense with this type of gear and this type of skill level between the players. I wouldn't see, a little bit over an hour to be unrealistic. And I'm looking at Waggle's name and it's choking hard. So I'm not too sure if Waggle has a lot of confidence in this going in this race. I don't know. But
he has a lot of gear in his stash, though.
Yeah, he does.
He has a Lion's Roar in his stash. I wonder if he's going to look to utilize that. Isn't that flask pretty high level? Like 33 or something?
I think so. I wonder what he's... I mean, obviously he's going to plan to use it if he has it in that tab, but interesting.
Maybe depending on how many blue packs he finds. I'm not exactly sure. Usually, what level would players be for Kitava? Oh, level 33. That's actually still quite reasonable, right? I think in the previous races, we've seen Kitava kills at like 38? Something around that.
37, 38, right around there. I remember, I think when Q-Dog did the Twink race, he was level 40. But yeah, I think the pros are going to hit him right around between 36 and 38. And I saw somebody had a Taste of Hate, and it was a foil. Ooh. Somebody had a Legacy Taste of Hate. I think it was Gucci. I'm pretty sure I saw it on Gucci's screen. So,
wait, is this race on standard or is it Legacy?
I think it's. You could do.
Also, chat is mentioning that Lion's Roar is like a regular granite, so level 27. We're off.
Yeah, we're off. And apparently it's any league. So Gucci is explaining that, and he's using the Legacy Taste of Hate.
We're gonna see some headhunters here.
yeah. I'm down for that. I'm curious. Oh man, imagine a headhunter with like a nice juicy rare pack. Oh man, change your race.
I know Gucci for a fact has, despite being a hardcore player, I know for a fact he has multiple headhunters in his standard stash.
Yeah.
So that might make a pretty big difference. I don't think Waggle has any. Maybe didn't see any in the thing. Oh, headhunter is level 40. I thought it's like 33. I wonder if it would be worth it. Probably not. I mean, if you're killing mobs this fast, the thing is keeping up your onslaught and keeping up your flasks at all times, it's pretty worth it. When you're in the normal race, you're just leap slamming. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. But in a race like this, you're just killing everything instantly.
Right. Now, I'm wondering how fast DeadandDoom is going to get out of the gate with his type of Twink gear and his movement ability, his leap slam ability, and his, once he is able to get leap slam up and running, I'm curious to see if he's able to take the lead, because as we know, he's a grandmaster leap slammer. He's got a 5,000 ELO. No, but I'm curious to see what type of damage DeadandDoom can do once he gets all of his gear up and running.
Most certainly. Well, right now, DeadandDoom ahead. Waggle closely behind. Gucci took a little bit longer to get out of town. Everybody using 7 league steps, so you can really see them zooming through the zones. I really wonder if they're going to keep using those boots later on when, they're already leap slamming.
Yeah, I think they're
50% movement speed.
Right. I think they would kind of be overkill, wouldn't you think? Once you have like a proper twinked out leap slam, I think you probably would want to drop them.
I mean, overkill in a race like this, what else are you gonna get? I mean, you can get some life, you can get some resists, but who needs that?
Right. I mean, who needs res in life against Kitava and stuff like that? I mean,
I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference. I mean, if you're using a gold rim, if you're sticking to a lot of these items, you just naturally get resistance, and players will be level 30 plus, so they can get resistance rings that can go up to really high with resist. I mean, a level 30 ring, I'm pretty sure you can roll over 50 life and like well over 60 resistance, so capping their res shouldn't be much of a problem.
Right, and as we're looking at all three players right now, they're all using essentially the same gear. It's pretty funny. Yeah,
I think
not
much variety so early on. Yeah.
Red beaks, tabulas.
Looking to get that level 6, trying to get those Screaming Eagles as soon as possible, get some additional movement speed, and really Screaming Eagle is also an extremely good weapon when it comes to the damage itself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. For that type of low level, the damage is great. And then they're probably going to be switching to, Brightbeak and the Saber, I think, for Act 2?
Oh yeah, definitely. Even, well, actually the Princess has about the same amount of damage as the Screaming Eagles, but obviously it being level 10, you might want to switch, but you don't get any attack speed or anything like that, so you do get the extra damage, which, might help out every now and then, but resistances are a thing, and the players, for the most part, outside of bosses, should be one-shotting everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and especially in Act 2, that's when you can start using Taste of Hate. So it wouldn't surprise me if you see a Taste of Hate coming out, at least from Gucci. His legacy Taste of Hate. His baller Taste of Hate that he's got just hiding.
It has waited. The Taste of Hate has waited years for this moment finally to be used again. But
absolutely.
We can see a pretty massive difference here. Honestly, DeadandDoom being very close to prison now, with both Gucci and Waggle being at a pretty similar spot. Yeah, they just both passed Kuduku and entering the climb. So a full zone ahead. Yeah, DeadandDoom, who doesn't go back to town. Why would you? He's already got all the gems, I'm assuming. I didn't exactly see him picking up gems, but he has everything in his tabula. You can see 2 5 links, I believe, on his protector and on his cleave, which makes sense. I mean, I don't think you can even get 6 links this early on.
Yeah, exactly. So he's using essentially 2 5 links in his tabula. Pretty smart. He's just booking along through prison right now. I mean, he knows his layout.
Yeah, that's a very good layout for DeadandDoom here. Oh, and he gets a second very good layout here. This is gonna be a very quick Brutus. Oh no, no second door. Ooh, yes. I'm pretty sure that's a pretty good layout.
He has some decent layouts prior to Prison as well. So DeadandDoom is getting some RNG with his layouts versus the other two players right now, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, Waggle runs into Elrion. That's never a good idea. Gucci runs into Haku. Both hit the wrong 50-50, with Gucci really going all the way around.
He wanted the Elrion XP. He wanted the hideout, you know? Like, he needs to go to hideout eventually in this race, you know? So that's why he's doing Elrion.
DeadandDoom already at Brutus almost. I mean, this Brutus is gonna go down fast. He didn't even bother with the Molten Strike, nothing like that. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's a pretty fast Brutus.
That is under
getting flashbang. Uh-oh. Are those
you got flashbang?
Yeah, you got flashbang? Is that some secret strats from the other players? I don't see any flashbangs on there.
Could be. I heard rumors that Gucci hired people to flashbang DeadandDoom to make things interesting. So, some next level strats going on.
Ooh, Gucci, despite full clearing everything, hits Wardens first, gaining a little bit with DeadandDoom already powering through to the next zone. Just now hitting level 9. Players are similar in terms of levels, with DeadandDoom trucking away. But yeah, layouts will make a pretty big difference, especially so early on. And yeah, where did Brutus go?
Wow.
Come on.
Gucci absolutely annihilating Brutus right there. No real challenge. A little bit slower than DeadandDoom, but we're talking fractions of a second. So
yeah.
Brutus kill between the two players that have killed Brutus right now are really close. Waggle was cutting it close against Brutus there. He dipped down to what, like 25% HP? Something like that? But he was able to get the job done, TP'd out, and he's progressing right along.
Everything calculated, I think, for everybody over here. Ooh, is... Oh, I know. Okay. Yeah, DeadandDoom gets a Haku in his zone, so that's going to extend his layout just a little bit. It actually doesn't make that much of a difference in ship, and sometimes this helps out. And actually, this time it did help him out. He's already in Wrath. Well, yeah. Gucci entering ship graveyard now. With Waggle closely behind. Waggle killing actually significantly more. He just now hit level 9, so I don't think his packs have been as great as the other players, because it did look like he was killing considerably more than the other players. Wow. Yeah. DeadandDoom hits another Master, but yet pulls ahead. The Masters are on the side of DeadandDoom for sure.
Absolutely, and I was going to say with Waggle, he's getting unlucky with his Onslaught procs. That's why I think he's killing a little bit more, because he's getting unlucky with the procs. So yeah, I think that's why Waggle's a little bit behind right now, and he's just having bad RNG right now, for sure.
Also has the worst zone when it comes to graveyard.
I was just going to say that, yeah, his graveyard layout is pretty unfortunate versus what Gucci and DeadandDoom had to face.
Yeah, but Gucci's actually he's catching up. On the Brutus kill, he was almost 50 seconds behind, while now, you know, he's in anger. Uh-oh, DeadandDoom fighting Merville. Doesn't even get to teleport. Oh my goodness. Is she gonna teleport? No, I don't think so. I don't think she's going anywhere. But I wonder how early on players are going to start to use Leap Slam. I mean, at which point do they decide that 7 league steps need to go out the window and they need to get on that attack speed action? Is it going to be by the time they hit a Bright Peak? There's no real attack, like really good attack speed weapons so early on, and they have to use a Screaming Eagle for that Sunder.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got to see an 8-minute 36-second Merville kill out of DeadandDoom. Gucci's going to be hitting, what, probably the 9-minute mark, give or take?
Ooh, Gucci gets a teleport. He actually ended up taking quite a while to get to Merville. Waggle has caught up almost entirely.
Yeah, Waggle was able to shave off a good, I'd say 10 seconds right there in his, his layout.
For sure. I think even more. Waggle has caught up quite a bit. Or, well, not this. Waggle has caught up to Gucci, but it doesn't seem like Gucci took so long to get to Merville that, yeah, we've got DeadandDoom pulling ahead, and he's already using Sunder. He's level 12.
And yeah, so it's a 9-minute 15-second kill for Gucci and a 9-minute 27-second kill for Waggle. So you know, there's a little bit of a difference between the three players right now, but honestly, it's anybody's game. One mistake, and you know, Gucci would be able to catch up to DeadandDoom, and vice versa. It's yeah.
Oh yeah,
anybody's game. It's really early on right now.
Yeah, I think Act 2 is going to go pretty standard. Not that many new zones, not that many new layouts in Act 2. Masters generally keep the zones pretty tight. So Act 2 should be not as eventful, I think, as Act 1. But we'll see if players go for maybe different strategies here and how their density is going to look like.
Right. It wouldn't surprise me if we start to see Sunder, faster attacks on Leap Slam, you know, melee Fizz coming out, Ash, all that, Blood Rage, obviously.
Yeah.
Probably swapping to a Taste of Hate anytime soon, then with Brightbeak and then the Princess Saber, most likely. Act 3, I'm not too sure. Maybe,
Yeah, Act 3 can be actually quite tricky nowadays. They have added quite a bit of new layouts, so sometimes those crematoriums and a couple other zones do look very odd.
Right. And I'm watching GucciPradas right now. He's actually making some time up against DeadandDoom right now. His layout's been pretty fortunate. And yeah, he's actually, I think he shaved off at least 5 seconds off DeadandDoom's lead.
Yeah, but he's definitely I think he's an entire level behind now, so that makes a pretty big difference. So we'll see. He's gonna have to kill quite a bit more, and he goes for both of the blue packs, while DeadandDoom only went for one, hitting the middle as soon as possible, knowing where to go. Actually, Waggle is caught up entirely to Gucci now.
Yeah.
They're literally at the exact same spot.
Yeah, and Waggle switched over to a Princess Saber. Do you think that's helped at all? I think it's maybe
It gives him
helped catch
a
up.
tiny little bit more damage, but you do have to keep in mind that he does lose the movement speed from Screaming Eagle. So with killing so little and already being able to one-shot, I don't think that's the best of strategies, honestly. Not this early on. He doesn't really need the damage. I mean, even if his Fidelitas kill is a half a second faster, it really doesn't make much of a difference.
It's true. Very, very true. And I think DeadandDoom has now switched over to a Sin's Rebirth, so now he's starting to switch over to his damage flasks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's
got
it.
Sin's Rebirth in play already? Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and
DeadandDoom dropping low. Almost dying to that box. I think it was a freezing box. He was looking to gain a little bit of EXP, but while normally he would be using Wanderlust and never really bother with those freezing boxes, he's using 7 League Steps, so he definitely got frozen there, dropping quite low in Western Forest, but he got it all under control.
Yeah, absolutely. He knows what he's doing. He knew when he popped the box that there's potential of him being frozen and this, that, and other. He knew what he was doing. He's just doing it for show.
I mean, with the Gold Rim and everything else, he's got so much resistances that, you know, those Boom Boomers don't do nearly as much.
Right. I think DeadandDoom has got a pretty significant lead right now versus the other two. The lead just keeps growing and growing.
Oh, yeah, but his Weaver does go up. You can, if he's mid-animation, you can still hit him enough just so he dies before going up. So, we might see other players catch up. That is a couple of seconds that they might shave off with the Weaver animation right there.
Yeah, see, Gucci knows his layout pretty well. You can see he knows exactly where to go in chambers right here, sorry, Weaver. So, yeah, he's actually doing quite well. I think he might be able to make up a little bit of time against DeadandDoom, and Waggle is right on the heels of Gucci. This is a really close race.
Yeah. I was just about to say that Gucci gets a little bit of a shorter layout too. The layouts to the left are quite a bit longer than the layouts to the right. Normally, you wouldn't be too upset about it. Oh, and Gucci skips the animation, exactly what we were talking about. That's going to make up quite a bit of time with that great to the right layout. Oh, but the layout, actually the layout to the left going up is, I believe, the shortest one. So usually, and that's the one that Waggle has. So usually you're quite upset if you get that one because you fall behind on EXP. You're quite upset if you get the DeadandDoom one because then, you know, in this race you get too much EXP. But
exactly. Now, do you think everybody's going to be going with Alira for this, for the res?
Oh, I think the resistances, definitely. I think they definitely need the mana too. If they're going to be leap slamming at these speeds, you need as much mana as possible, because sometimes you're, you know, using even the appropriate mana pot, and it is just too much mana. So they definitely need the resistances, and they definitely need the mana. And also, normally, if you're, you know, if you're killing Oak, it's like, well, I don't want to kill Oak because it takes forever. For them, it's you know, maybe 1 second of a difference between the Alira and the Oak kill. So.
And every second counts, especially when you're dealing with min-max racers like this, where they all know what to do. They have the experience. They know what to do here. I'm wondering...
Ooh, DeadandDoom actually helping Oak.
Interesting.
So right there, so we'll see. He didn't... well, you do have to take a couple more seconds because you have to backtrack a little bit if you hit the waypoint. So, I don't know. Gucci also going for the Alira kill here. I think I was wrong.
Wow. Yeah, same. I thought everybody was gonna go Alira and just get that fat res, but I guess that makes sense because they have Twink gear, so I guess their res is not too big of an issue. They're rocking gold rims and this, that, and the other. So I mean,
yeah, I think so too. I mean, well, the big thing is that on the Kitava fight, you can skip a lot of dangerous stuff if you just kill him as fast as possible. He does have a big windup on a lot of his abilities, so. Usually you would consider Kitava a pretty difficult fight, but for this race in particular, they're going to be killing him pretty much instantly.
Yeah, their damage is going to be pretty out of control, and I don't think res is going to be a massive factor once we get to Act 5 with the gear that they're going to be able to put on. But as of right now, Rides, would you kind of say this is a race for second place right now? It seems like DeadandDoom is really pulling ahead now.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. DeadandDoom does have... one of the bigger Vol Ruins layouts, while Gucci hits a nice Oak layout, gets quite a bit more time. Sometimes, Vol Ruins, a lot of people complain about the zone, but if you get a good master in the Vol Ruins and you know which way you're supposed to go, and I don't think Gucci's actually going the right way, we'll see in just a second, you can shave off a lot of time. DeadandDoom didn't necessarily get lost in his Vol Ruins, but he did have that big boy layout, so we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm thinking, when are we going to see some gear swaps from Gucci? I know he loaded up his inventory with some stuff. I didn't know if he's made a swap yet, or...
Not really. He's still sticking to the Screaming Eagles. Something interesting... Yeah, all players are using Asanas. All players using Karui Ward. Really trying to utilize that movement speed as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see any type of... Well, you wouldn't want to see Sundance come out. Maybe in Act 3 you might see those?
Sundance boots?
Yeah, because in Fight Guard's guide that he has, he uses Sundances in Act 3, but obviously he's not using 7 League Steps, so...
Yeah, you kind of have to give that up. Oh, we have a rip from Waggle!
Oh, wow.
To a box. The boxes, everybody being so greedy about that freeze removal. I believe he got frozen and died in the box.
Absolutely. He just froze, took too much damage, the burst damage was too much for him, and yeah, he died. Very similar to the way DeadandDoom almost ripped. So Gucci he's been smart with the boxes so far, but both DeadandDoom and Waggle have been really unfortunate with the boxes and freeze.
Yeah, Gucci taking quite a bit with that Vol Ruins, while DeadandDoom is already looking to enter Ancient Pyramid. I believe this is a middle layout, so he will be actually finding the exit at the very last spot where he's going, which should hopefully give Gucci and Waggle a little bit of room to catch up.
Yeah, I'm looking at the flasks on Waggle right now. His life flasks are a little bit interesting, wouldn't you agree?
I mean, a little bit, but who exactly needs to live? I mean, well, actually, Waggle needed to live in that one situation, but it was honestly quite unfortunate that freezing box doesn't happen that frequently. So he kind of put all his chips in one basket and didn't necessarily work out.
I'm watching DeadandDoom's layout right now. He kind of made a couple mistakes rushing to Vol right here. I think Gucci might be able to capitalize on this.
Oh, well. I'm not exactly sure if it was mistakes or how this ended up, but yeah, both players are actually catching up. With Waggle being... Well, we have to remember that Waggle needed to rerun half of his Vol Ruins, but he will soon be hitting the waypoint too, while Gucci goes back to town, picks up the Apex. Ooh, Gucci went for the skill point. While DeadandDoom decided to not go to town, not waste those couple seconds to pick up the Apex from town. He didn't care about the 2 skill points. He instead decided to help Oak. We'll see. So this is the difference that I thought might have... Those couple seconds might have made all the difference for the Alira kill or not. Oh, God. Okay, where did Vol go?
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't even go down from the first ad phase. We'll see if this is going to be the case for the other players. I'm not exactly sure. This damage was really absurd with DeadandDoom already having his Brightbeak and just now starting to Leap Slam.
Right, and it's now DeadandDoom and Gucci are both using Legacy Taste of Hates. Foil Taste of Hates. DeadandDoom is choosing to use a Sensory Birth as well. Gucci's still sticking with his 2 Quicksilvers, Taste of Hate, a Mana, and a Life Flask. So, but yeah, we're starting to know Waggle also has a Taste of Hate out as well, foil. So they're all rocking the Legacy Taste of Hates for the damage and survivability. So we're starting to see a lot of the Twink items start to show now. A lot of the OP stuff really making a presence now.
Yeah, but also you have to keep in mind that Waggle just now hit level 20, so he will be eligible to use a Brightbeak for that Vol kill. He's just now starting to Leap Slam the same way DeadandDoom has. So while Gucci seems to be ahead a little bit in layouts, he won't be hitting level 20 for Vol kill. And
yeah,
he actually hits Vol after Waggle. And he doesn't have the Brightbeak.
Wow. Waggle has actually surpassed Gucci here. But you have to keep in mind, Waggle does have a rip, so that is a 2-minute penalty. It's only 2 minutes this race. So technically Waggle is still behind right now. But yeah, that's a big deal. Gucci needs to focus here. Yeah, Gucci needs to maybe get his Brightbeak going once he hits level 20, and yeah.
Well, 1 freezing box, and it's gonna make all the difference. Oh, let's see. Waggle kills him instantly, and Gucci does too. Wow, that Brightbeak actually ended up not making as big of a difference as I initially thought for the Vol kill itself, and Gucci takes it down in 1 clean sweep.
Yeah, Gucci had the DPS there. Not shocking. I mean, with this type of gear, you would expect the Vol to just be melted like we're seeing right now. But it seems like I think that was a 21-minute 7-second kill for Waggle and 21-minute 10-second kill for Gucci. So yeah, like I said, it's starting to look like a race for second right now. Obviously, the race is not even close to being over with, but DeadandDoom has a pretty significant lead on Gucci and Waggle right now.
Yeah, this is kind of the thing that we were expecting. I mean, well, we do have to keep in mind that once you do hit the Brightbeak, you speed up significantly, so that tiny, 30-40 second lead that DeadandDoom had before, because he hit the Leap Slam so much earlier before the other players and the Brightbeak, it's all of a sudden started looking like it's a lot more. But I think with everybody Leap Slamming, everybody reaching Crematory now, and DeadandDoom looking actually for the busts. Maybe he's looking to get some EXP. I think he only picked up 2. Not exactly sure.
Yeah, he only has 2 right now.
Might cost him a little bit. Yeah, so he wasn't exactly looking for a bust, but he did kill those blue packs and did pick up some busts, so a little bit time wasted there. We'll see if the other players maybe will resist the temptation.
Right, absolutely. Now, I mean, this is where, look at DeadandDoom's Leap Slam ability. Like, every single one of these players is a pro when it comes to leap slamming. They know what they're doing. They know the layouts. But man, DeadandDoom is on another level like right now.
I would say it's definitely DeadandDoom's biggest strength. I don't even think it's the sun there. I honestly, if you're just watching his screen, look how fast he's going through everything, and he's really never ever getting stuck on anything. Every single leap slams is just so precise. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, like people are just watching. It's like, oh, he makes it look easy. He makes it look easy. He never gets stuck on things. And that's like one of the biggest things with Leap Slam. You put Leap Slam into like an amateur player, even some pro racers, they get stuck on stuff. With DeadandDoom, he's so precise with his Leap Slams. And his plan from the beginning is to stack attack speed on everything possible. He has a 17% attack speed jewel right now. We never touched on the fact that he is stacking attack speed everywhere he can get it. Oh, yeah. Just for this reason, because he's so damn good. He's playing to his strengths, which he should be doing right now. And it shows.
Yeah, and you can see his Leap Slam is definitely significantly faster than the other players. I mean, honestly, it is looking really, really good for him here. Right,
and any type of damage he might be sacrificing for more attack speed, he's making it up with his insane flask right now. Legacy Taste of Hate and the Sin's Rebirth. So he's getting his damage out of that when he needs it against bosses and rares, and he's able just to Leap Slam around and just traverse through zones really, really quickly. It's a good strat, I think, by him.
Oh, and he even goes even further. He chooses to not continue to use either a Tempestus Steel or a Princess. He's using a Wild Slash, which gives him 15 attack speed with movement abilities. So I think that's also where a lot of the difference in his mobility comes from. He does have a Tempestus Steel in his stash or in his inventory, so he will definitely be swapping that out for boss fights. That is some serious min-maxing right there.
Yeah, like I said, I interviewed him a little bit before today, and he was like, "Yeah, he's like the plan is just to stack attack speed on everything."
DeadandDoom wasting a lot of time here. He weapon swapped for the Screaming Eagles to run around in town, but forgets to weapon swap back, and his dogs cost him a couple seconds.
And now look at Gucci. Gucci's attack speed right now, and his leap slam. Oh, he's cheating.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm like, there's something up about this.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, why is he moving so quick? Oh, he has a haste shrine. That makes sense. So Gucci lucking out and be able to get a haste shrine, maybe cut into DeadandDoom's lead right here. So we'll see. But Gucci definitely taking full advantage of having the shrine, and he's going into Solaris right now.
Yeah, but the big thing is that Gucci is level 22. He will be hitting level 23. Hopefully, with some good RNG, he will be hitting level 24 before Docs. But if he is on that level 23, usually in a race like this, you know, if you were to not have all this Twink gear, keeping up with the XP would be a lot easier. But since every player is going so fast, not hitting level 24 for Docs is going to cost him quite a bit of EXP.
Yeah, and I think both, is this correct? It's Waggle and Gucci are both level 22, and DeadandDoom is 24? Is that correct?
DeadandDoom is already level 24. He was level 24 when he was hitting Docs, so he was getting the maximum amount of EXP that he could have been getting, or I think it's like 97%, versus the level 23 that is only about 73, somewhere around that. So it does make quite a bit of a difference, honestly, because once you start falling behind, it's really hard to climb back up, especially if you aren't level, 30, 29 in mines, very close to 30, because once you're entering those Daresso and Com zones, those zones are level 37, and 7 levels below is just not good. You're getting about like 43 to 50% EXP only.
Right. And as newer players or amateur players are watching this and like, yeah, this looks fun. That's one of the easy things to get into is under leveling right now. Like you go into a zone, you're 7, 8 levels under the zone. That really hits your time because you got to farm this and the other. So being the correct level for zones is really, really key, and something that a lot of players kind of don't factor in unless you've been playing and racing a lot. Is something you can easily forget about as a newer racer. So these guys have to wear it.
Really getting ahead of himself a little bit, to the point where he now has to look around for blue packs, because when he entered Docs, he was still level 22, just now hitting level 23. He's half a level there, but once he starts falling behind, he's going to have really good Lunaris layouts to keep up with EXP. Well, DeadandDoom already hitting the Piety waypoint, being level 25, just about to hit level 26, which is the appropriate level to enter Aqueducts with. And he kills her instantly. She goes nowhere.
Yeah, that damage is absurd, as we kind of expected. Red Twinked out Sunder setup with the flask that he's using. Yeah, Piety stood no chance. Melted her in what, 3 seconds? Something like that?
Oh, I think even less. He didn't even switch to the Tempestus Steel, so he could have done that a lot faster, but he's focusing more on optimizing his play rather than his gear, and doing really great here, with Waggle getting quite a bit actually lost in Docks, hitting the waypoint, having the exit on the last ledge, so he's going to have to full clear Docks, but he's level 24, he's getting optimal EXP here. This shouldn't cost him all that much, but Gucci, despite being under-leveled, being level 23 in racks, he might start suffering a lot more from this penalty.
Yeah, I don't know why Gucci didn't spend a little bit more time farming, but I guess he has a plan. Maybe he's going to catch up here, coming into, I believe, Solaris, or Lunaris. Maybe make some XP here, I guess. I'm not too sure what Gucci's up to, but he's definitely a little bit under-leveled right now. I think he needs to focus on that. He needs to be like, what, 26, you would say? 25 at bare minimum? By Piety?
Yeah, I would say 25 bare minimum. Like, you can be 26 in Aqueducts. 27 is technically the lowest you can enter Dried Lake and still not have it feel completely terrible, but that's for a race where you're going to be sitting in Dried Lake and getting that level 30. But in this one, in this one, nobody's looking to really get that. And yeah, if you're not level 29 entering mines, you're going to be falling behind so hard.
Absolutely. And I think at this point now, right, I don't like saying this, but we really kind of need like a rip out of DeadandDoom to make this interesting, because honestly, DeadandDoom just keeps pulling away from the closest person right now, which is GucciPradas, and the gap just keeps growing, honestly. Gucci can make up a little bit of ground here and there, and then just lose it again, so yeah. I think
Lunaris is one of those zones that can determine a lot, especially for Gucci here, because he is looking for a lot more EXP. He is only level 25, so yeah, as long as he's 26 entering Aqueducts, I think Gucci might honestly... There's no other weapon that they're going to be using. Nobody's going to be switching to like a decorative axe or anything like that. Sure, they deal a lot more damage. Sure, they get you Onslaught, but with that 6 link, you're getting Onslaught from your gem, and you just want to keep using a Bright Beak. So technically, they're on their final weapon. And, I mean, Gucci does have 500 HP, so if he deletes Kitava almost instantly, he shouldn't be struggling with it too much. Same for Avarius. So honestly, we might see some completely ridiculous strategy from Gucci, opting to go for, like just a really under-leveled Kitava kill, like extremely under-leveled, because he will not be keeping up with XP. And just now he started using Wild Slash 2, which means that he is looking to leap slam as fast as possible.
Right, and DeadandDoom is at Dominus right now, making quick work of Dominus. Dominus phase 1 is already done. With under what? God, that was once Dominus sat his feet to the ground, he was dead instantly. So DeadandDoom is really putting the damage down against Dominus. He stood no chance. Phase 2 coming up, and yeah, DeadandDoom has a pretty significant lead right now.
Coming up, and Gucci dropping really low from Porcupines, hitting quite a bit back. I'm not exactly sure if he hit the unique mob or if it's Porcupines themselves. He does have an instant flask, so he's got it under control. But that was very close, giving Waggle
really close.
Catch up. Yeah,
absolutely. So you got to keep in mind, Waggle's in 3rd place right now in terms of progression, and he has a 2-minute rip penalty. So Waggle's, you know, pretty far behind Gucci. But if Gucci ripped right there, it's anybody's game, and anybody's game for 2nd place right now. Also want to keep in mind, Gucci has a strat I think he might bust out pretty soon. I didn't want to talk about this early on before the race, but I saw Gucci practicing with Blade Flurry. Against Act 4 and Act 5. So we might see Gucci switch out of Sunder and go into Blade Flurry, or maybe he was just doing it for the memes, but Gucci uploaded a couple videos on YouTube showing Blade Flurry, Twink gear, and really strong. So
yeah, but what sort of weapon is he looking to use for something like that? Because if he's using the Bright Beak to leap slam all the way, is there any sort of weapon that he might be equipping around 26, 27?
That's a good question. I didn't get to look at his gear. He just posted, you know, a quick kill, and it looked really effective. But honestly, with this type of level gear, I think Sunder probably could compete with the speed. So I don't know. I think it was maybe a matter of pride not to use Sunder the entire way through. I'm not too sure, but
well, I mean, if he's going for that really under-leveled kill, all of the other players are trying to keep up with EXP for sure. DeadandDoom soon hitting level 29, while Waggle is already level 26, while in Gardens, so he's going to be hitting a really good level 27 for sure prior to Dominus, maybe even level 28, and he's really looking for those mobs, trying to get EXP. So if Gucci really goes for like a really, really crazy kill here with some sort of Blade Flurry setup where he can preset himself, you know, get those stacks up, and then just kill Kitava as fast as possible. Yeah, we'll see. Ooh, dropping low though. Gucci instantly heals back up, but he did drop low a little bit there. And also from what I was seeing from DeadandDoom, he did make a full circle in Tried Lake, hitting level 29. So he's definitely looking for EXP, but being only level 29, he might still fall behind.
Yeah, he could have he could have done another dried run safely, I think, with the lead that he has, and that could have gotten him enough XP so he wouldn't kind of fall behind in mines and stuff like that. But I think he's pretty comfortable right now. I think he's going to be able to. He's doing boxes, trying to collect enough XP right now to hit level 30.
He's doing essences, exactly. Well, I mean, Dried Lake did get hit by a pretty significant nerf, so the zone itself isn't that great for farming. I personally like to do mines probably more than Dried Lake at this point, so I think he's just looking to get a lot of EXP in this zone, probably looking for the spirit. You know, it doesn't really cost him much time to backtrack if anything happens. Worst case scenario, it's 2-3 seconds if he does hit the spirit and has to backtrack, because he does have that crazy mobility. So I think he's doing fine here.
Right, and Gucci was able to make quick work of Dominus. He dropped, you know, below half HP a couple times, but no big deal. So yeah, now Gucci is going to be making his way. I think he's going to be going to Dried Lake to get some XP, obviously. I don't know if he's going to do 1 or 2 runs, probably just 1, just like DeadandDoom. But yeah, I'm kind of looking at the times right now, and DeadandDoom has about a 4.5 minutes lead against Waggle, and about a 3 and some change against Gucci right now, in terms of their
that is crazy, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah,
so we were looking at around the 30-minute Dominus kill, which is pretty ridiculous.
absolutely. I mean, DeadandDoom is just too precise with his leap slam. That's like, I think that's the differing factor right now, honestly, between Gucci and DeadandDoom right now, is just the precision of his leap slam and be able to not get stuck on anything. Yeah.
Yeah, but he is. I'm not sure if he hit 30 or 31 here, DeadandDoom. But yeah, this zone is 37, so he's probably going to look to hit the waypoint. You know, get that 70% EXP, I think, from this. You can see that he's not going for any sort of skip strats. He knows he can kill these mobs very fast. Not looking to skip the pits with Blink Arrow or anything like that, and just trying to get enough EXP so that he can keep up in Act 5.
Right, and now the times are in for Dominus. It is DeadandDoom had a 30-minute and 55-second Dominus skill. So he had a 30-minute Dominus skill. Gucci was at 33:39, and Waggle's at 35 minutes. So Waggle is about 5 minutes behind the lead, plus the 2-minute penalty. So he is 7 minutes behind lead and 5 minutes behind Gucci right now. So Waggle really needs to step it up right now and pray for maybe some RNG on his side and get some rips out of Gucci and DeadandDoom. But yeah, it's not looking too good for Waggle right now.
Yeah, exactly. Gucci hitting the waypoint for Deresso, so he has run the entire Deresso zone, now going to Combs, trying to keep up with the EXP. He is level 30 in a level 37 zone, 7 levels difference. Oh, he actually hits the Miracle layout, but like we mentioned before, he will not be doing any sort of skips here. But if you do hit the second river, then you can go for a pretty humongous skip in this zone, saving yourself a lot of time. In a regular run, this can even be up to 3 minutes. So if you've got the EXP, you should definitely go for it. But he's looking to get more and more EXP while Gucci just now hits level 28, and I mean, unless he's got some sort of weapon, he does have the Cooler Rain weapon swap, so he will be looking to skip things, but he's still killing quite a bit of mobs, honestly. Surprising amount. I think at this point he should definitely start looking into primarily leap slamming rather than sundering those mobs. Obviously you can get some potions, but this will make a pretty massive difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
He did go for the skill points too, so he should have a little bit more mana than the other players.
And I see DeadandDoom has broke out the Granite Flask for even more dips. Like, I don't think he needs it, but apparently he wanted it. He wants to knock back and even more damage and the survivability because of the Granite base. So, but yeah, DeadandDoom is really on a rampage right now, honestly. Like, he is... He's not making
Gucci must be kicking himself in the head a little bit here. Hits the pit, but doesn't go for the skip. Doesn't quite hit it. Maybe moving a little bit too fast here. But he is level 28, so he's really not getting any XP. You're looking, yeah, he's looking to position himself. There you go. He's looking to position himself for the skip. I didn't quite get it. He was trying to zoom in and do the skip with the blink arrow, but he didn't quite get it, sadly. And that's a really tough one. This is honestly the hardest one to skip. You have to position yourself extremely well to save yourself just a couple seconds, considering they're killing everything with Sunder so fast. Oh, we've got a comb kill over at DeadandDoom's screen. Drops a crit amulet, doesn't go for the pickup. Players won't be going crit here. He is level 31, soon to be level 32, just now entering both of the 38 zones. So yeah, he's still looking to keep up his EXP, but I don't think he's going to push it much further. Honestly, yeah, opens up an Arcan as he's really trying to get EXP. I'm really wondering what sort of weapon he's looking to equip here.
Yeah, I don't know. I was looking at his runs earlier today, and I didn't catch what he switched it to right around in Act 4 here. But I noticed Gucci's level, like, you keep bringing that up, he's only 28, he's going to be 29 soon. Like, he is definitely under-leveled right now, and that's actually becoming a real factor. This is becoming an issue for Gucci. He needs to get some XP fast.
I don't think at this point he can get any XP. You could see, like, with that mindset, he skipped past the bosses. He definitely saw the mobs, so I think he's looking to skip as much as possible. He does have a weapon swap tabula, and he's using Blade Flurry. I think he was just looking to hit that level 28 to be able to equip the Blade Flurry. Kills, yeah, that damage is crazy. Look at him. He instantly kills the Resso.
Yeah, I guess this is a strat he was kind of showing us on his YouTube channel. He was trying to like, hey, Blade Flurry is really strong, but you know, I thought Sunder would be able to keep up with this, but wow, that damage coming out of Gucci with the Blade Flurry swap.
Yeah, you
Nice
can see
choice.
that this is a huge indicator that Gucci's looking to skip now because he has hit the waypoint, but he hasn't went to the Combs area yet. That's why it looked like he caught up with Dead and Doom, but he still has to go through the entirety of the Combs area. And yeah, this has really made a massive difference because if you don't go to that other waypoint, you don't get enough EXP. And Gucci sadly doesn't hit the skip. I think we would have had like a really big catch-up here if only Gucci had the layout that Dead and Doom has. But sadly, it was not meant to be, so Gucci has to do all this hopping around now. Wow, that would have been extremely close. I definitely think that Gucci is going for the riskier strat, but I think he will be catching up to Dead and Doom. I think they're going to be on Kitava around a similar time, with Dead and Doom just simply being higher level. I just wish Gucci had that good layout. It is 1 in 10. With that one, he would have been really close behind Dead and Doom.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm watching Gucci's screen now. Do you think, Rez, that the switch to Blade Flurry is going to be able to make up some time, and it kind of explains why Gucci's a little bit under leveled, and he's okay with that because he's going to rely on Blade Flurry strat?
I don't think it's necessarily the Blade Flurry itself. The Blade Flurry definitely helps out with the damage, while the levels for Dead and Doom give him a big advantage in terms of survivability and the damage itself. I don't know if he's going to be switching out to Blade Flurry. It doesn't seem like he has a second setup or anything like that. But honestly, the big factor I think right now will be how good are Gucci's leap slams, because he's not looking to kill any mobs. His mana is keeping up perfectly. He's just hopping through mobs. His life pots are looking great. Got 2 instants, you know, he's got those damage flasks, and we're really gonna see over here how instantly he should be killing Comb. There you go. See, that's so much faster than what Dead Doom.
Wow. That is much faster. Absolutely. That damage out of GucciPradas, it's much stronger than what Dead Doom had against Comb. But now you can see everybody switched to Sundance boots, by the way. I thought that might be a thing, but I wasn't too sure. But now all 3 racers are using Sundances. Pretty smart move on their part. I like that.
I think the attack speed definitely helps out, and especially in the case of Gucci, I'm very happy that he did end up switching to that Wild Slash setup, because yeah, for him, it's all about those leap slams right now. It's all you got to do. Had to attack there for a little bit, but he is not getting any experience from any of the mobs he's killing. He really hasn't been for a while, and yeah, we'll see if Gucci's leap slam prowess can just put him ahead of Dead and Doom Sunders. But you do see that I think the stress is getting to him a little bit. He is hopping quite a bit into walls. These are tough zones to run, but he really needs to focus here.
Yeah, leap slam in these type of zones, it's extremely tough, as we all know. So, but yeah, I think looking at the times right now, I think Gucci is made up about, I don't know, like a little over a minute versus when they were at Dominus against Dead and Doom. So Gucci actually is doing what he needs to do and it is catching up. A minute is pretty significant off of that 5-minute lead he had. So
oh yeah, and he just started. You have to keep that in mind too. He just started doing this strategy. This wasn't the case for quite a while. So if he can catch up a minute in this time, then yeah. But I think honestly, Dead and Doom is probably looking to start skipping a lot of mobs soon too. He will be level 33, which means that he will be eligible to get EXP in Act 4 pretty consistently. In Act 5, excuse me, pretty consistently. But you know, how much more is he really looking to kill? Is that 1 or 2 skill points going to make that much of a difference? I don't think he can equip any weapon that's better than a Bright Beak.
Right, I know, but I mean, I'm looking at the speed of Gucci's kills now, and man, that Blade Flurry is putting in work. It's essentially just nuking the bosses right now. That being said, Dead and Doom was able to kill Malachi at, what was that, the 43-minute mark? Something like that? Yeah. 43-minute Malachi kill out of Dead and Doom. Gucci's going to be probably, I'm guessing, maybe 46, 47 if all goes well for him, not even. So yeah, it's still pretty close. Anybody's race?
I think it's going to be faster, 46. I think we're looking at a 45. If he does this well here, honestly, even considering the animation, look how fast he's going. He's killing all the bosses instantly. I think this is even going to be like, it might seem like Dead and Doom took a while in the harvest, but I think we're looking at probably taking about 20 more seconds to, not even 20 more seconds to kill the last of the mini bosses, and then the Malachi kill, depending on his animations and his ability cues, I think it's gonna be so fast.
Yeah, it's almost like Gucci's channeling his inner Overwatch skills and pressing his Q button when he hits a boss. He's just using his ultimate, because I saw the damage against Doja right there, and wow.
Yeah.
one of the tankiest mini bosses in that zone, and just made quick work of her. So
Yeah,
he's at
really having a lot less time too. He has to focus on those leap slams so much, having a lot less time to optimize his inventory. So it did cost him a little bit of time moving around stuff in his inventory to pick up the last item. And let's see here if he can really.
On Malachi. I want to see Gucci's damage to Malachi right now. Just instantly pushes from phase to phase.
Yeah, and he's got a great animation too. Malachi doesn't really get to do anything. There gets locked in a slam, but. Yeah, those are great animations. Wow. Oh, Malachi queuing up a little bit too many attacks there, getting a little bit unfortunate at the very end, costing him a couple seconds, but this is totally fine. He's looking great from these fights.
Yep. And yeah, I think you're right. It's probably going to be a 45-minute Malachi kill out of Gucci, and it was a 43-minute kill out of DeadandDoom. So Gucci has made up essentially 2 minutes and 30 seconds, if not a little bit more. From where they were at Dominus. So I think maybe this Blade Flurry strat is actually making more sense. The second he switched to Blade Flurry, he started to make up time significantly. So
yeah, but we do have to keep in mind that Gucci being lower level, you know, all of this is a lot riskier. He can skip a lot of the animations from Kitava and Innocence, but they do queue up attacks the same way Izaro or Malachi do. So if they just queue up a bunch of attacks, you know, they're going to be stuck in animation, and Gucci just has to run around trying to dodge, and he's only got 500 HP.
Right, and I mean, it does factor in when he goes to Kitava as well, if he's under leveled, but Blade Flurry's damage might be able to carry him in Kitava, because this base damage is insane.
Gucci dropping low there, but Gucci's got 700 HP. I mean, that's looking a lot better, considering DeadandDoom only has 723. They're on the same amount of health. I think Gucci equipped something that gives him just a little bit more life.
Wow. Yeah, but why does it seem like Gucci's made out of glass, though? They have very similar HP, but Gucci's is dropping down to like 25, 30% HP, a lot more than DeadandDoom, it seems like. And no, let me ask you, is this a placebo effect or what? But doesn't it seem like Gucci's Leap Slam is a little bit faster than DeadandDoom's? At that attack speed? I don't know. I want to check this out real quick, but they look so similar in terms of speed. I think Gucci's might be a tad bit faster at this point.
Well, they have a little bit of a different approach here. Obviously, DeadandDoom still killing mobs, so he's still using a mana potion. That way, he's keeping up his, you know, flask, and he's capable of leap slamming all the time while still getting EXP. He opted to use a Thief's Torment, which further proves the strategy of keeping up his mana, giving him a little bit more life gain, but he can't use a second Rin while Gucci is using 2 Elrond rings, which means that, yeah, his Leap Slam doesn't cost any mana, but he doesn't also get any of the damage or the resistances that a Thief's Torment would give him. Also, Waggle died.
Waggle just died. Yeah, I didn't want to interject there, but yeah, Waggle just ripped for the second time. So Waggle is really, really under some pressure right now. He's made 2 mistakes. This 4-minute death penalty Waggle has right now, and he's significantly behind the other 2 racers in terms of progression. So Waggle needs a miracle, I think, at this point to be able to even come into second.
Yeah. I think the other players were just slightly more prepared. You know, they did a little bit of practice runs while Waggle opted to wing it, and it's definitely been costing him quite a bit of time.
Yeah, he's trying to get too many chicken dinners, and this is what happens. You go try to eat too much chicken and play PUBG, you lose a little bit of your racing skills and a little bit of rust, and this is what happens. Yeah, but it seems like DeadandDoom got a 43-minute, 21-second kill against Malachi, and Gucci with 45 minutes, 36 seconds. So essentially, they're only 2 minutes apart. So yeah, Gucci's made significant time against DeadandDoom.
Yeah, and he's going to continue to catch up here. I mean, yeah. Well, DeadandDoom, I don't know. He's definitely catching up so much, but DeadandDoom at this point, he is level 33, so he's not getting that much EXP. And I mean, we're only looking at 2 more zones that DeadandDoom has to traverse, and he's gonna be at Kitava. So even though Gucci's single target strategy has been working out great, and not killing the mobs has definitely granted him quite a bit of speed. I don't know if the early acts, the acts 1 to 3, where both players were getting EXP, I don't know if that just didn't cost him too much time. You know, those 5 minutes might have just be too much.
Right.
He might not have catch up.
Right. I see what you're saying. So essentially, you're saying Gucci is skipping mobs and making up time, but at the end it might bite him in the ass because he's gonna be under leveled against Kitava. Basically, is that?
Well, yeah, that's true. But I think if this strategy were to continue, Gucci would have enough time if they were to go for like a, I don't know, Act 8 boss kill. Gucci would definitely, with the strategy, have enough time to catch up to Dead and Doom by just not killing mobs. But you know, they're only going to Kitava, so Gucci's making up a lot of ground here, but it just might not be a long of a race for him to make up that difference in those early acts.
And I was looking at the video from Gucci earlier on today, and he had a little over 800 HP. Excuse me, 900 HP for Kitava. So I don't know if he's going to be able to get a little bit more HP as he goes along here and gets to Kitava in this race, but that's what he was rocking in his kill, and he made quick work of Kitava. And also keep in mind, nobody is ripped besides Waggle, so the race for first is still playing right now. And honestly, if DeadandDoom makes a mistake and he does rip, Gucci is right back in this now. That's essentially the time that they're between the two is about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, something like that. So
it's very close.
Yeah, this is very close for first place right now. It looks like Waggle is securing third place. He's essentially a full act behind. He's just now killing Malachi, making quick work of him, but I think it's a futile effort.
A little bit too much. Yeah, it's a little bit too much at this point. He definitely won't have room to catch up. But I mean, you know, Gucci might be a little bit out of his comfort zone. I think that's why his leaps on weren't exactly perfect before. I think maybe he wasn't necessarily planning to get underleveled. You know, sometimes it's not the player's fault. Sometimes you just don't get the right mobs and the other players do, and you just fall behind because you just can't get that EXP if you're going so fast. So maybe Gucci might... Nothing in his gear indicated that he will be underleveled for this run, from what I've seen, but he is doing it underleveled, and this just might cost him.
Are we going to see a sub 1 hour kill from DeadandDoom right here?
I think we're going to see 2 sub 1 hour kills for sure.
Wow.
I mean, DeadandDoom still looking to get EXP, gets a little bit stuck there, doesn't have that skip, but I think he knows. I think he knows how far he's ahead. I don't think he's even looking for EXP. He's just looking to keep up his potions, and we'll see how the Kitava fight itself is going to go for him. I mean, his HP is looking really bad. His damage is looking great, but if he can't lock Kitava in his animations, and if Kitava just queues up a couple too many attacks, you know, he is looking to get one-shot from just about anything that hits DeadandDoom.
Well, DeadandDoom is now at Malachi. Let's see what he can do here.
At Kitava.
Excuse me, at Kitava.
That fucking layout types DeadandDoom. He is truly assault bag. But
700.
Oh my. Okay, dodges it perfectly. Wow, I'm not getting hit by anything. Oh, no animations queued up. Look great here. We'll see. The heart phase is going to be a tricky one. Is he going to blast through it instantly, or is he going to get killed by one of the ads?
Those ads hit hard. They hit extremely hard, and he only has 700 something HP right now, 733. So he's definitely in one-shot territory. So he has to be really careful here.
Oh my goodness, you guys can't see this, but Gucci just blasted through Innocence, pretty much killing him instantly, only getting locked into the animations. But is it going to be enough? If DeadandDoom does not die...
Oh, that was
that
close.
hard face really well.
Wow. Yeah, DeadandDoom is playing this perfectly right now. There's not much better he can do. This is
that's it.
Perfection. Yep.
No deaths. Just looking for the explosion, but yeah, no deaths here. 53-0-4 from DeadandDoom. Wow. Honestly, that's crazy. I was expecting a time around 1 hour, you know, somewhere, you know, maybe some 59s, maybe some 101s, but no, 53 minutes, insane time. You can really see the preparation through in this fight.
Absolutely. I want to say that might be a world record coming out of DeadandDoom right now in a Twink setting. I think 53 minutes might be a world record.
I can't even imagine them doing a better run, honestly. Like, even if even on a practice run, I don't think he had better times. This might be like the best run he's ever had. We're gonna have to ask him in the interview, but we've still got Waggle and Gucci going. Gucci looking to power through that ossuary, actually killing a lot more here, so I think he knows that DeadandDoom has gotten it. I think he's just looking to play it out safe and get to Kitava.
Yeah, it seems like Innocence was killed by DeadandDoom at 49 minutes, and Gucci hit it at 52. So Gucci dropped a little bit of time, between Act 4 and Act 5, but yeah, it seems like Gucci's still doing pretty damn good, though. I mean, he's doing the best he can. His leap slam is on point, and I think just a couple mistakes here and there essentially decided the race for him. And when you're dealing with pros at this type of level where, you know, every little second counts, you know, Gucci unfortunately had to fall back a little bit because of those mistakes. And DeadandDoom put on essentially a perfect run. He made very little mistakes. He got really good, and he got good layouts too. You have to keep in mind his layouts, especially early on, were pretty on point.
Yeah, and he's been doing Twink runs for quite a while. He was even practicing last league. Obviously, we didn't have the Act 5, but he was practicing last league. And from what I'm seeing here, he's typing saying that this is 12 seconds slower than his fastest run. So yeah, doing this in a race environment, really crazy. But we've got Gucci on the Kitava fight. Oh yeah, that damage is looking way better. Honestly, if Gucci wouldn't have lost the time in Acts 1, 2, and 3, this would have been insane.
Absolutely. That damage with Blade Flurry, like, that was his strat. I think, you know, he was kind of okay with being behind a little bit in the earlier acts, and then once he was able to switch to Blade Flurry, he was like, all right, this is where I'm going to make up some time. And technically he did. He shaved off about half of the lead that DeadandDoom had once he was swapped over to Blade Flurry. Just because of that burst damage, it was just significantly better than what Sunder could provide from DeadandDoom setup.
I think Gucci's approach and practice really showing here, but DeadandDoom's superior leap slam skills really coming through. And I mean, yeah, we do have to keep in mind also the layouts and the density. It does make a pretty big difference. We're gonna have to see if Gucci was planning from the beginning to go for a under-leveled strategy or not.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good question to ask him. But honestly, I think the layouts that DeadandDoom had and the focus on attack speed, one of its jewels with a 17% attack speed was pretty insane. So I think that's essentially what decided the race between the two, between Gucci and DeadandDoom. And Waggle right now, I mean, I know I kind of feel bad for Waggle. He's trying. He's not quitting. He's on Innocence right now, but
no, I think honestly Waggle is doing really well too. I think you know, he's gonna be really close to the times that I assumed he's going to be hitting here. But we do have Gucci finishing up the race, stopping his timer on the explosion. So well, DeadandDoom stopped it a little bit earlier, but this is a 56, excuse me, and 28 seconds kill. Honestly, still a lot better than I was expecting. An amazing run from both Gucci and DeadandDoom, with Waggle shortly behind.
Yeah, I did not expect to be seeing a 53 and 56 minute kill in this race. I thought maybe at best a 58 something, but you know, DeadandDoom and Gucci showing us why they are labeled pro racers and some of the best in the scene right now. Doing sub 1 hour Twink Kitava kills is not easy to do. Waggle is playing extremely ballsy right now. He is tanking stuff that he probably shouldn't be tanking.
What he can't make up with his little bit of rustiness, he makes up with those big balls. Definitely showing his experience on this Innocence fight, knowing exactly how much damage he can take.
Yeah, and it seems like I wonder if this. I want to ask Waggle this, but it seems like he's been plagued with some internet issues. I see his stream buffering a lot, and I don't know if that's affecting his actual game as well. Like if he's getting lag spikes. So. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see his latency is displayed in the top right, and you can see that it is all over the place.
Because let's be real here, Waggle is a hell of a racer. I mean, when he did North America versus EU, I mean, he's doing really well. Like technically, his one rip cost him the race, but you know. Hey, all right. What's up, Ryan? What happened?
Nothing. I just noticed that the players are actually all sitting in the same Discord channel, so they're saying quite many naughty things to each other over at Waggle's stream. So they had the vision of where the other players were throughout the entirety of the race. I wonder if they played a little bit on the mentality of other players, you know, knowing that DeadandDoom is so far ahead where the other players slowing down, where they're trying to catch up. Definitely a viable question for the interviews.
Yeah, and knowing these guys, they all know each other quite well, and they have a good camaraderie. So it wouldn't surprise me if there's a little bit of a joking and trolling here and there. Be like, oh, you know, don't choke. You know, Waggle, don't mess up here, don't die. Oh, you died, Waggle. And then maybe that starts to affect the psyche a little bit, combined with his internet. But yeah, it's definitely something to bring up to Waggle. I definitely want to ask him. But right now, he is about what, like 5 minutes away from killing Kitava right now, something like that.
I think so. Definitely, like we mentioned before, the preparation of the other players and the practice definitely coming through with Waggle using that Tempestus Steel pretty much for the entirety of the race, while the Wild Slash made leap slams a lot faster for the two other players.
Yeah, and a fun fact here, DeadandDoom has gotten first place 10 races in a row. 10. So right now, he is pretty much the undisputed top racer in these events, winning 10 in a row without anybody really giving him a challenge too much. Gucci, I'd say, is giving him a run for his money, but yeah, we need to see...
Coming just short, yeah. Every time it's really just short. I don't know, part of being a true champion, you know, is appropriately selecting some of your opponents. I think he definitely didn't compete against some of the racers, top racers that we still have available in the pool. So we'll see. This might still evolve in the future. Yeah, absolutely. Now, who would you like to see DeadandDoom really go against, like in their prime? If you have to choose anybody in their prime, you know, now or back in the day, and DeadandDoom in his current prime right now, who would you think would give him a run for his money? I mean, there's so many players. Personally, some of the racers that I respect the most is definitely Waggle. Waggle definitely being up there, like you mentioned, in their prime. I think Waggle was either on the same level or maybe possibly slightly better, despite being quite new to melee characters. I mean, Goratha, the legendary racer, you know, Goratha being one of the only people who in a signature race season, he had, I think, 5 signature demis with first place, with the 3 other ones being somewhere in the top 3. Really ridiculous scores. I think Hellman obviously being the top melee player for, honestly, since the dawn of Path of Exile. Would have definitely given him a run for his money, but I think all of these players are currently looking to rest up, you know, looking to really take it easy. They're waiting for the next racing season, some announcements from Grinding Gear Games, hopefully in the near future. And woo, that expert dodge from Waggle. And as soon as, you know, Grinding Gear Games puts in a little bit of effort into the racing scene, I'm sure these players will immediately jump on it and get back in the groove of things.
It's shots fired. Excuse the shots fired cough. Excuse me. But I definitely want to see Crane come back too. I think Crane back in his prime in the Templar days.
Yeah. See, Crane is a really difficult pick for me, because Crane, primarily being a caster player, part of his dominance came from the fact that casters were so powerful and so much stronger over the other things. But you know, if you remember back in the day, back when Crane was the top player at the time, DeadandDoom was a Templar player the same way Crane was, and every single time you saw a race, DeadandDoom's character name was always the same, second place after Crane, because he could never ever beat him no matter what. He was much worse than Crane. So, you know, if Crane were to learn melee and he was still looking to race in the future, who knows? It could be Crane could be showing some completely new dimensions of play. Yeah, that'd be great to kind of, you know, show different methods into racing, because right now everybody's going Sunder, but it'd be cool to see, you know, maybe like a caster only race, and Firestorm wouldn't be banned. But let's see. We got a 102 kill by a Waggle, it seems. Yep. Honestly, these were the times that I was expecting, so I'm very much surprised, and I think still a 102 time on a 3rd place is looking amazing. Yeah, and 106 essentially with his 4 minutes or his 2 rips, so he has a 106.34. And you know, that's not bad. That's like an actual, and we're kind of like poo-pooing a 106 run, but that's insanely good. You got to keep in mind an hour and 6 minute Kitava kill is strong. It's really fast for most people, so yeah, nothing to be ashamed about. Waggle, absolutely not. And plus, and I mean, internet issues. Put it in perspective, right? There's so many people watching the stream. Put it in perspective, people. Like, how long does it actually take you to, you know, get level 33, get level 34, kill Kitava? Like, you've already gone through the majority of the story. You're halfway to maps, and these players just took an hour to do it. Technically, if they were to do all skill points, labyrinth, everything like that, I mean, we're looking at under 3-hour map-ready characters. That's pretty ridiculous, honestly.
That's, all of these times that we're seeing right now are insanely good. 53 minutes obviously is a world record out of DeadandDoom. Gucci with an insanely strong 56-minute kill, and then a 106 technically from Waggle. That is really amazing. There's, I'd say, at least 95% of the Path of Exile community could not hit that time, even if they tried their hardest with the Twink gear. I mean, that's really, really good. So,
yeah, definitely very impressive performances. But I believe now that Waggle is done, I think we're looking to get some interviews going here, huh?
Yeah, I want to interview. Who do you want to interview first? You want to do DeadandDoom first, or?
Yeah, I think DeadandDoom. Let's just do him in order, not keep him waiting. Yeah. DeadandDoom's been waiting for a while,
Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, what's up, DeadandDoom?
What's up?
Congratulations on your. Essentially, I think that's a world record. We can't get confirmation just yet, but I think a 53-minute is a world record.
Nah, I did a run earlier today that was 12 seconds faster.
12 seconds faster? Okay.
Yeah. But I'm gonna try with Gucci's strat a run and maybe get sub 50, I don't know. Looks a lot better though, getting only level 28.
Right.
Now we saw you pretty much sticking to the plan where you kind of let me know, like, hey, I'm gonna look into this that one thread you linked me, the whole fight card kind of swaps and stuff like that. And I saw a couple changes you made, but pretty much that worked out quite well. Did you notice yourself? Would you be able to prove any more on your layout? Like, how were your layouts essentially? Were you happy with them?
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Oh, you did complain about one layout at the end. I think we missed it.
Yeah,
which zone was it?
It was the roof. So I was running in circles for like 20 seconds. Cause I had to run all the way back to go like on the side ramp thingy. That was really
annoying. I was confused. It did look like you could pass, but then like you kind of went around, and I wasn't exactly sure what happened because I caught the end of it. But yeah, that definitely
really
made a pretty big difference. So you think generally Gucci's approach was a little bit better? Did you know his approach from the beginning? We saw that you were sitting in the same Discord channel. Did you know that he's going to go for the Blade Fury and being underleveled? Was he planning to be underleveled?
I knew he was going to be level 28, but I didn't know exactly what skill he was going to use. I mean, I figured Blade Fury, but he didn't want to tell me until the race started.
Right, okay. So you think his approach overall was better? I mean, he gained quite a bit of time, honestly. You were, again, you guys were probably keeping tabs on where everybody was since you were in the same Discord channel, but you were about 5 minutes ahead on the Malachi kill, while on the final kill, you were only about 3 minutes ahead. So he did catch up quite a bit. So do you think his strategy is just better for future races like this?
Pretty sure my Act 5 was faster than his. It's Act 4 where I fell a bit behind just because I have to kill way more mobs than him.
Yeah, Act 5 you gained a little bit, made up some time, but Act 4 you definitely lost a pretty significant amount of time, and then Act 5 you kind of made it up a little bit again. So
honestly, once he hit that level 28 and started to skip through mobs, he caught up about 2 minutes in Act 4 alone.
Yeah,
I think his Act 5 was. I think your play in Act 5 was better in terms of like layouts and how you traversed with the leap slam and everything. I think that definitely made quite a bit of a difference.
Yeah, I've also done this more times than him.
You've done this more times than him?
I think he did like 3 or 4 practice runs.
Right, because that's something that I know you've been practicing Twink runs. Even last league you were looking to get some good times. Have you done like a full Twink run? Or for a fully mapping character, or no?
I've done a Twink run to kill Kitava in Act 10, but I did it at level 55, so it's not really map ready. But...
Oh wow! How long did you take for that?
2 hours 25 minutes. You can definitely improve it a lot, though.
Being level 25. Or 55, sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just went Nagahamu with a Cyclone and I just insta-killed him.
Wow. Well, congratulations, DeadandDoom, yet again, for this is your 10th race in a row that you've won. So, you're undefeated right now. And so, keep on going with the streak. Congratulations again. And do you have any shout-outs? Or any type of last words before we move on to Gucci?
Not really.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations. Well done. And I'm sure we'll be seeing you quite soon in another race.
Yeah. See you guys. Thanks for letting me play. Yes.
All right.
Yo, what's
Thank
up,
you so much
Gucci?
to DeadandDoom, and we've got Gucci in the channel. Gucci, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling alright. I beat Waggle, so it's okay.
Oh, hey.
No. I mean, like Waggle has like such a huge advantage over me just because of load screens. Because I calculated there was like 96 load screens from town to from Twilight Strand to Kitava. So I'm like, okay, if I like come close to Waggle, I'll be happy. So I'm content.
Load screens, excuses. All I heard was excuses. Gucci. What was that?
No, I'll be honest. Like, if anyone like that plays on Texas server practices like enough, they're just gonna beat whatever time DeadandDoom posts just because of load screens. Like, no joke, it saves so much time.
Yeah, it makes a pretty big difference, especially for a race like this. You're looking at a couple seconds at least every couple zones.
Yeah, and like you're just gonna do it fast. So it's like doesn't matter. Like, I don't know, but yeah.
Okay. So, going into this race, DeadandDoom did mention that you didn't want to exactly tell him what sort of ability you're going to be using. He did say that maybe your strategy is going to be better. He's going to be trying it out, but you did go for the level 28 and the Blade Flurry. Was the level 28 only for the Blade Flurry, or did you have something else in mind? Maybe you weren't getting enough experience, so this was kind of a YOLO strat. Was this planned?
Yeah, it was planned 28 killing Kitava. Just hit 28 and run. So basically just hit 28 before the resto and like you're fine. Like and my like last two notes are like what life notes. So it's pretty Blade Free gem is 28, else you could do it earlier. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I was pretty content with how it performed. Like, I was just one-shotting everything pretty much. Like instant phasing.
56-minute kill, that's pretty impressive. You didn't die at all, which is another, feather in your cap, so to speak, because, unfortunately Waggle died twice. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. So, I mean, so how were your layouts? I mean, it seemed like you had a little bit of a struggle early on, but I'm wondering how you feel overall in terms of your RNG and layouts.
I think my mud flats was like not optimal, but like you can't really get lost in mud flats anymore. My submerge was like terrible. I don't know why it took so long in submerge. It's like all the way, you have to go like all the way down, and then it's the bridge. Like before I even hit the bridge, DeadandDoom was saying he was in ledge, so it's like,
Yeah, we kind of noticed where, that's where DeadandDoom was able to gain a little bit of ground on you, or widen the gap a little bit. I think, he got a good 15-20 seconds on you, right, due to that zone alone.
Yeah, that was pretty huge. He had like about 40 seconds when entering prison. He was about 40 seconds ahead of you.
Yeah, I don't know, the Act 1 early layouts are like pretty bullshit if you ask me, because from, like, say, Twilight Strand to Submerge, to Ledge, I mean, even if you play perfectly, like, you can lose a minute and a half just because you get unlucky with layouts. So, and a minute and a half is like the difference between like a 34-minute Val kill and a 35 and a half or 36-minute, So it's like...
No, definitely a massive difference for sure. So you would say that some of the recent implementations to the early acts have not been the best by GGG.
Yeah, especially Coast, dude. Like, what the hell? It's like a minute difference between... Like, what? And even Twilight Strand can vary between 34 seconds and 44 seconds when you, like, upon reaching hill up. Like, what's with that? I don't even get it. Like, what's the point? Like, it's a straight line. You're not gonna get lost in there or anything, but still, there's like a difference in length. I don't know what skill GG is expecting from us. A fucking blink arrow to speed us out or some shit. Move speed boots off the zombie, but I don't know. So I mean, it's clear like GG didn't think about racing when they planned their layouts. So you can't really fault them too much. It wasn't like a factor at all. But yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, DeadandDoom was just like better than me at this. So like he's putting way more time and he's just good at it.
Yeah, that's the thing that he mentioned, that he has put in more time into this. Like, how would you say? Because we honestly both were quite surprised about the speed that both of you guys were going at. I mean, these are really good times. How would you say your run compared to your practice runs? Because didn't you mention that you've done about 5 of them?
I did 2 all the way to Kitava and 3 to level 28. Because I just wanted to get my level 28 as fast as possible, and then it's just leap slamming. I thought it wouldn't make a difference, but my 2 Kitava kills were like 103. But the first one was on the Duelist, and the second one was on Scion. Like, tested around with Scion because you get so many jewel sockets, so if you put like OP attack speed jewels in there, it probably would be decent. But it didn't work out too well, kind of waste of time, waste of like 1 hour of my life, but what can you do?
Nah, you did an amazing run, man. 56-minute kill. I mean, that's nothing to scoff at all. And it's funny you bring up the attack speed jewel. I know DeadandDoom had a 17% attack speed jewel that he was rocking pretty early on. So he was essentially, his plan was to scale attack speed on everything humanly possible. And I think you did the same thing, right, man?
Yeah, I had a what is this? How many attack speed is this? Fuck. 10. I had a 17 attack speed jewel, 12 melee damage. So it's like lent to me from a friend, a Killian. He's a normal and cruel lab racer, so he has all this shit lying around. So I was like, dude, hook me up, and he gave me a bunch of jewels to test around with. This Curry charge. Did you guys see my Curry ward and Curry charge?
Yeah.
My Curry ward and a Curry charge 6 attack speed legacy one. So I mean, I had pretty nice gear thanks to Killian.
Yeah, we saw the Legacy Taste of Hate come out with the foil version, and I'm like, oh man, Gucci's gonna be rocking the Legacy Taste of Hate, and then everybody was doing the same thing. I'm like, well, yeah.
Legacy, Magic Knots, Lion's Roar, and Taste of Hate.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Pretty impressive race, man. Congratulations, 56 minutes, insane. 99.9% of us will never be able to hit that, even with the Twink gear. So, congratulations on that, man. Is there anything else you want to say before we move on to Mr. Third Place Waggle? Any shout-outs?
I mean, I gave DeadandDoom my weapons and my tabular with all the gems. So be ready to be ready for him to produce a sub 50 time soon, dude. He's gonna get it. I totally think he can pull it off pretty easily.
Yeah,
he's a man of time.
He said he got a 50. His time was 53 minutes and something, and he said he got 12 seconds quicker than that earlier today. So, I'm pretty sure if RNG goes well and he doesn't make any mistakes, he could probably hit sub 50 with Twink here.
And use your strategy of going for blade flurry.
Yeah, he's gonna do that, and hopefully he does well.
Yeah, because I think your strat there with blade flurry is the way to go. Honestly, that damage output, wow, that was
I mean, my claw is pretty nuts. It's the best claw. You can't even find a better claw for sale on standard. I mean, I took over 1k ults to alt and wiggle that.
I was looking at that thing and I'm like, where did this thing come from? Insane.
I mean, you can get a better one, but it's the best fizz and the second best hybrid fizz. So right. If you can get the best fizz and best hybrid, it'll be better. It's decent.
Decent, yeah, it's decent. But anyways, man, Gucci, again, congratulations, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you in a race upcoming very soon. So,
all right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, take care, man. Waggle, what is up, Waggle? How you doing, man?
All right, been better.
So, man, first question right off the bat: internet. How was your internet, man?
Well, we started off the race and I flatlined on the zombie with the first gem, so I knew things were looking real good from there.
Right.
And it pretty much went as expected after that.
So were you struggling a lot with the internet? We did see your latency. You did have a couple of flat lines, some spikes here and there. Do you think how much time do you think you could have shaved off if it wasn't for that?
Just from the internet alone, I mean, probably 5 minutes. There was a lot of double leap slamming and a lot of inputs getting eaten where I tried to leap and nothing happened, which is a bit harder, I'd imagine, to see. But there was a lot of double and triple leap slams or sunders when I only wanted to use it once.
Right. So how do you think you're saying you could be doing better, but how do you think you did? I mean, on the practice runs from Gucci, he was mentioning a time of 1 hour and 3 minutes. We were expecting somewhere around 1 hour 1, something like that. You ended up with a 1 hour 2 being the third player. Do you think how do you feel you did?
I think I could have done about a 55 or so. I don't know if I can get down to the 53 that DeadandDoom put up, but I think something 55, 56 is what I was shooting for.
Well, here's the thing too. Gucci did mention that UNA guys have quite a bit of an advantage with those loading screens, and if it wasn't for the fact that, I'm quoting him here, that you're a bunch of lazy fatties, this is exactly what he said, you know, you guys could have had like really good runs, but none of you guys practice. So what do you think about that? Do you think it really boils down to the ping, or?
I mean, it helps, but it helps more when you're like, if you live in Texas, yeah, you get a huge advantage. I've still got 60, 70 ping on a normal day to the Texas servers. It's not like I'm kicking ass with extra 1 second load times, and mine were slow on this race, but it definitely does make a difference, especially in a race like this where you're pretty much zoning every 20 or 30 seconds.
Yeah, and I can vouch for Waggle here because I live in Florida as well, and it's our internet to Texas right now. The routing is pretty rough. So I'm hitting 70, 80 with spikes all the time to Texas. So even though we do technically have an advantage in terms of load screens, right now our NA routing is the real issue, I think. Right, Waggle? Wouldn't you agree?
Sure. I
Waggle's
don't look too much
internet
into the
altogether.
routing issues because my internet in general is so shit. I think my stream just died.
Are you in Spectrum as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the club, man. I feel your pain.
Yeah, we had no problems until Spectrum took over, and now it's just
Yep.
every other week.
Yep, every other week. Yeah, I hear you, man. I could definitely vouch for Waggle here. Our internet's pretty sketchy, but you know, that's excuses. You got to play through the pain, huh? You gotta
Do you think? Do you think you're gonna be practicing for more of these races? Like we mentioned, like the other players think that you guys just aren't practicing enough. You know, do you think you will put more effort into some practice runs?
I mean, I'll probably do a few more practice runs if we do more races of this. I don't know how much I'll do outside of that. If I did more just for the sake of running it, I'd probably test around with other builds more than just trying to min-max the Sunder run as best as I could.
But that's the thing. What do you think it would take for you personally to get back into the think of things? You know, you are one of the best players, one of the best racers of all time. What do you think it would take from GGG or maybe from the community for you to get back in it and really start practicing again?
A race season?
A race season would draw you back in?
Yeah, but it's not gonna happen.
What if it were to
We'll
happen?
probably get another week or a couple weekends in November. That's about it.
Right. Okay. Well, it's I'm happy to hear that you are waiting for that initiative from GGG and that it does impact you. And I'm sad to hear that you're, you know, from past experiences, so jaded and you don't think it's gonna happen. We'll see. But I think that's it. Cap.
Yeah, no, I have no more questions, man. Unless you have any shout-outs, Waggle. I mean, any last words?
Yeah. Shoutouts to my boys over at TSM. They really motivated me for this race.
Yeah.
As you can see, my character's name is choking harder than TSM, and I think we did get that done.
I think you
we
did.
should accomplished on that one.
What was the line of like, I want TSM at my funeral so they can let me down one more time or something like that? It was something really bad. I'm like, oh man. Yeah, it's pretty disheartening, but what can you do?
All right, Waggle, thank you so much for participating. Really appreciate the interview too. Hope to see you in the future events and keep up the great work, dude.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay, and I believe that does it for this event. We do have another one coming up today, very soon also. Let me just check. It is in about an hour from now.
Yeah, it's gonna be Ellie Hit Community Choice.
Yep, the community has chosen. We needed an ability for the participant that are the Uber Elite, Wins, Burger Brush, and Ventura. They needed an ability to power through this race at top speeds, and the community decided that it is Elemental Hit. I mean, well,
and the funny thing is they have a 2-hour time limit. Do you even think it's going to be able to be done in 2 hours and then Zaro kill with Ellie Hit? I don't
they
know,
have
man.
to do a Zaro. You have to keep in mind that they have to do all the trials. I mean, all I got to say is that Don the Crown and Ziggy, who are the commentators for this race, will not have an easy task.
Yeah, for sure.
Keeping everybody from falling asleep, I think.
So true,
But,
man. Yeah, good luck to them. But honestly, it should be interesting to see if anybody. Honestly, yo, Rise, do you want to have a quick bet on stream real quick? Let's have a bet. I don't know for what, but over under, do you think it's actually going to be done? Do you think somebody's going to be able to do it in 2 hours?
Oh yeah, I think they're going to be able to do it. I haven't seen any sort of practice run, so I'm not exactly sure if anybody really is preparing for this. Maybe you've seen something, somebody's doing something?
Maybe not, but honestly, listen, I don't have any insider strats, but I'm saying, like, I've seen some runs, and I don't know if 2 hours is going to be doable for most of these players. Maybe Uber, but maybe Wins, but I
mean, Ventura has been practicing quite a bit, I know.
Right?
He's one of those up-and-coming players, you know. I believe he moved out of the streamer division into the semi-pro division not too long ago. So...
He did. That's true. He's been putting in the work. He's definitely getting better. Obviously, nobody can deny that. But Ellie hit full Zaro kill. Well, 2 hours.
How would you? Why do you think it won't be done? How would you approach this? And then maybe I'll throw in my 2 cents as to how I would approach it.
Approach what? The Ellie hit Zaro kill?
Yeah. What would you be your general idea?
General idea? Oh man, I don't have one. How about not run this? That's my general.
See, because honestly, melee splash. If you have some gear, melee splash is not that terrible. And then what you have to keep in mind is that in the past this was really hard to pull off, but now. You get a level 8, I believe, ranged attack totem, and you get a level 8 LMP. So if you've got the right sockets, elemental hit does quite a bit of damage, you know? You don't really need any sort of weapons. I mean, if you get that wand, we could be looking at a pretty fast totem kill. The only difficulty being that... don't believe any of this is Twink, right? This is a solo self.
Yeah.
So the difficult part is that, you would be thinking Templar would be great for that, but I don't even know if Templar gets ranged attack totems. So Templar is notoriously known for his lack of green gems, so I don't think he gets LMP either. So then you're looking at a witch, but then you're so far away from the dual totem. I don't know.
Yeah. And 2 hours would be fine if we're dealing with like some of the pro racers, but honestly, this is essentially semi-pros, right? And I think Uber might be smurfing here just a tiny bit. I think Uber is a little bit above a semi-pro in that type of category, but I don't know. Like, I think in the hands of the semi-pros, I think a 2 hour, even with range attack totems and stuff that you mentioned, honestly, man, I don't know if it's going to be done. I really don't think it's going to be done.
I believe. Okay, I believe some players will finish. I don't know if everybody's gonna finish. I can guarantee you right now that somebody's gonna do it.
But, we got the Rise QT guarantee right now. Stamp of approval.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I think it's gonna work out.
Yeah, I think so. I think Uber. If I had to pick right now, my pick. I don't know about the community right now or yourself, but I think Uber has the best chance to be able to do this under 2 hours.
I don't know if Ventura can really pick it up. Like if Wins hears that lash of the spanking from Havoc, if he gets that motivational speak in his ear, I think Wins might do some nice stuff here too. And Ventura very much known for his unorthodox ways of playing the game. So who might know, Ventura could have been running elemental hits, Izaro kills for years now. We're gonna have to see.
Is there a money back guarantee, by the way, Rise, on your Steam?
I'll put any money on that.
Whoa!
Any money.
All right, you heard it here first, guys. Rise is putting any amount of money on it that somebody's gonna finish in 2 hours. So, anyways, it was fun, Rise, as always. Havoc, I think is ready for the jam for intermission. I think he has a special song. It starts with an R, ends with an O.
Sure. Thank you so much, guys. See you very soon. Check out the next event. Stick around.
Absolutely. Thanks, Rise. Thanks, Havoc. Thanks for having me here. Enjoy the next event, guys. Take care.
See you soon.